Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. Today I want to talk about when you should start doing no contact. If you're trying to get an ex back, of course, no contact means that when someone breaks up with you, you say okay and you leave them alone. You don't contact them. That's why it's called no contact. So the short answer is yesterday. However, the next best time to start no contact is today, because I find that most people, they wait too long to start. They think that if they beg and plead and try to talk their ex into not breaking up with them, try to talk it out, that they'll be able to do it. But I have rarely seen that work. And with no contact, the sooner you start doing it, the better. Because it has to come as a shock. Because when someone breaks up with you, they expect you to resist. That's why you always hear the advice of, if you're going to break up with someone, do it in public. In case the person freaks out. They hope that if you're in public, at least you'll be safer, or that they won't freak out in public. And so when you offer no resistance, you just agree with them, it's a shock. They're confused. They're like, what? I thought you were going to try to stop me. Even though they do want to break up with you, they're still going to be in shock. And that shock is the beginning of them possibly changing their mind and wanting to get back together. That's why the sooner you do it, the better. So when someone says it's over, they don't want to see you anymore, they're moving on, whatever, you just say, okay, and you don't contact them again. And I had an email the other day from someone who said, well, I watched all your videos. Thank you. And so when someone recently broke up with me, I said, okay, and that's it. And she said, well, now what? Well, if you've been watching my videos, you would know the answer to that. Now what is nothing. Now you do nothing. The easiest and yet the hardest thing in the world to do, because you want to do something. No contact, no action. You just get on with your life. If they broke up with you on Tuesday, then whatever you had scheduled on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday that didn't involve them, you're going to do it. Don't sit in bed sleeping or crying all day or eating ice cream. Get on with your life. Now, I had another client who they had been broken up for a few years, and she wanted to do no contact. Well, it's a little late if you have been broken up for a few years and you've been in contact here and there, or even if you haven't been in contact and now all of a sudden you're not going to be in contact. Well, it's a little late. It's not going to be effective because they won't even know you're doing no contact. So there's no shock because you've been broken up for years. They're not thinking necessarily about the fact that you're not contacting them. Maybe you were in contact 2 or 3 times a year. They might think, oh, gee, I haven't heard from so-and-so for a long time, but they're not going to be thinking, oh, I wonder what's going on. I better contact her or him. So that's why the sooner you do no contact, the more effective it is. The best time would be the second that someone breaks up with you. The longer you wait, the less effective it will be as a strategy and the less chance you'll have of getting your ex back. If you would like my help personally with no contact, we can do private coaching, and you can find out the rates at my website, theartoflove.net. If you're listening to this on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast, and thank you to everyone who already has. If you're listening on YouTube, thank you for subscribing. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.